Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here starting our stage fighter journey. We're going to be looking at the main teaser today, which I'm so pumped for. They have the English translation already up, which means we get to have a watch, understanding as much context as possible. I know this one is going to be structured differently than the Street Fighter franchise, and I believe it should, because we're not dealing with crews, we're dealing with a lot of some of them professional dancers. I don't really know the full scope. Hopefully we'll figure it out, but it's going to be under the ballet, contemporary, and Korean dance respectively, and I'm so pumped for that. Some of you may be like, Jess, I'm used to seeing you on the Street Fighter side, so what can you contribute to the stage fighter? Well, my friends, I grew up in the studio dance scene, meaning where ballet and contemporary are heavy hitters of styles represented, some of the main core styles that get represented at studios, and so my body is very implicitly aware of those two styles quite well, and I've been able to see more Korean folk styled routines and movement qualities over the past year or so. So I'm not gonna have really like a huge educated perspective on the Korean side, but on ballet and contemporary I'll have more skin in the game on, so fear not. Hopefully I'll be able to still be helpful in some way, and I do train dancers that study those disciplines exclusively, so it is going to be helpful for me to look at it from an educator standpoint, to actually be helpful for my own students. So I can't wait to dive in. I think without further ado, let's get into it.
피지컬을 얼마나 잘 관리했느냐, 그리고 그 피지컬을 얼마나 테크니컬하게 잘 쓰느냐는 모든 무용수들이 기본 덕목입니다.
Beautiful. God, it's gonna be so good. Quality technique.
현대무용 체격도 봐요. 발레는 사실 체격 점수도 있는데 있죠. 아무래도 보기에 가장 눈에 띄는 부분이
Physical attributes to count.
메인 주역으로 캐스팅하겠습니다.
무용수란 직업이 관객들한테 보이는 입장이다 보니까 목의 길이, 얼굴의 크기, 팔다리, 키, 무용에 있어서 피지컬은 절대적이라고
Height, for sure.
몸이 이쁘면은
Definitely is a thing. Yeah, it's
피지컬 진짜 좋으면
a lot of ballet companies, they will typecast 1000%.
되지 않는다고 하면은 주연 역할을 줄 수가 없는 거죠.
That is true.
그런 얘기가 있어요.
Depends on the show, depends on the company.
무용은 굉장히 불공평한 예술이다.
몸으로 싸우는 남자 무용수들의 전혹한 계급 전쟁, 스테이지 파이터.
So
이
excited.
계급 전쟁에 뛰어든 세 장르는
폭발적인 에너지, 짐승이야, 날짐승.
Beastie,
현대무용,
contemporary dance.
우아함, 아름다움,
아.
왕자라고 할 수 있거든요.
발레,
There's gonna be some.
손사위들 성비라고 부르더라고요.
한국 무용입니다.
I'm so excited for that.
계급이 아니기 때문에 나와야죠.
I love watching folk dance so much. Beautiful aerial.
파워도 있고
Nice.
유연함도 있고 동물적인 감각이 있는
근데 누가 끝까지 버티냐는
A la seconde.
팬이어서 They're wild.
It's about your
테크닉 맛집이죠 여기.
It's a beautiful high.
beautiful.
피지컬도 훌륭하시고 I prefer his proportions. 좀 한번 지친 거 같지 않아? 내가 잘했어요.
Oh,
발이 평발이야.
진짜 드금이 그런 게
it's oh no! Oh my god!
플리에 반대로 돌고
바를 잡는 순간 하체로만 모든 게 평가될 텐데
Yes.
선선적 모다리이기 때문에 교정에 한계가 있는 다리라서
일단 성인 다리가
Yep.
unfortunately
Let me explain to you, like, some people are like, this is so brutal. If I'm being completely honest with you, I hate to say this, but this feels more accurate to like the brutality of how ballet companies operate. Like, I'm like being completely serious. There's certain physiques, like Disney is a typecaster too. So a lot of like really big companies find loopholes to be able to still typecast. Now, I can't speak on behalf of any, like, there's some that obviously don't, but there are a lot of them do look for a very specific type of height, a specific type of body proportions for a couple reasons. Firstly, a lot of ballet companies have custom costuming, and so a lot of times they the less, just like with models, they think with the thinner model, the less material and fabric that's used. That was an argument that was used in that, which is technically true, but I think there's so much money in the fashion world, I feel like we can be okay with a couple extra pieces of material to be a little bit more inclusive. But there's a reason why I'm in the niche that I'm in. With this too, so having flat feet, at least in the military, it's so fascinating, is in the military in the US, because it's not the same as, they're not in a draft format like Korea is. If we were, it'd be different, but it's considered an occupation right now. And people can get eliminated from being a contender for being in the military if you are, if you're flat-footed, and also if you have like a prescribed inhaler, if you have asthma or anything like that. So it's very interesting in that sense. But like with the bow legs, let me explain. So a lot of that, he's probably had to compensate for a long time on how he is stable on his legs, on his extensions, and on his balance, because it's all about stacking. And so I'm telling you, it's a different vocab and different terminology coming out to play right now. Like I know more than a lot of people think I do, because I have to train dancers that are bow-legged, that that some dancers can't visualize in their head. I have dancers that are underdeveloped in certain flexibilities, and so having to learn to meet in the middle on a lot of that. That's the beauty of working with a lot of dancers. But that really sucks that they're literally going to be typecast in this show, because it's like this is the perfect environment to do it. I hate to say that, but it doesn't surprise me that they're doing this. People are going to say, oh, it's brutal. I don't think this is as, what's the word? Like, he's aware I'm bow-legged and it can't be corrected. He knows he's going to get docked on it. And that's exactly what happened. Now, does that eliminate the emotions that are going to be felt in this? No. But I feel like out of both the street scene and in this scene, I feel like some of them, if they've had professional dance experience, they've had more experience in this type of scenario than a lot of people have, because of how the audition structure works for this type of genre. It's so fascinating.
Very tender.
Something he can't correct. Like, that sucks. That sucks.
체형이 너무 미워가지고.
And that's why they say ballet is such a toxic environment, because they promote that and they celebrate that. Not all the time. I'm not talking about all the time, but that is a very real thing. This doesn't surprise me at all. And this is not the first time I've heard somebody getting deducted. I've heard people getting deducted for worse. And that's what's really sucks about this, is this is the perfect Mnet manipulation show, where they honestly may not have to manipulate as much as Street Fighter, because a lot of this stuff is like real world stuff, which really sucks.
클래식 발레에 적합하지 않은.
My body's not for classical ballet either. And I would, yeah. Oh my god.
산이야가 산이 피도 눈물도 없다.
자격이 없으면 기회조차 없구나.
그럼 자존감이야.
어스 내가 먹는다.
무조건 뺏을 겁니다.
이 두 분 바꾸고 싶어요. 이렇게 둘이 체인지.
영화 감독 박찬규입니다. 다음 미션을 알려드리려고 하는데요.
이번에는 올라가자.
이 진짜 전쟁이네. 다 경쟁자요.
과연 어떤 미션인지 여러분 좀 예상이 되시나요?
스테이지 파이터 다음 미션은 바로
I think he should go to first.
바뀌었어. 포스트 바뀌었어.
원하는 계급을 쟁취하시길 바랍니다.
우리가 뭐 선배 그딴 게 있나? 다 계획으로 이루어지는 건데.
제가 위에 있는 게 그렇게 기분 나쁘진 않을 거라 생각합니다.
저 지금 몇 살이야?
오직 몸을 통해.
It never matters. Honestly, the older that you get, the higher the chance you can get replaced by somebody younger than you, because these styles are so physically demanding. I would say it's one of the shortest lived professional careers, going up into like the early 30s. Like if you're like mid 30s, you're pushing it as a principal dancer, and meaning like there are less people, just like the NFL, or do you know what I mean? Like there's certain careers that your body can be in prime shape for a very short amount of time, and this is one of them. So for me, I also agree. I think your age doesn't matter as much. I would say experience will matter a lot more than your age for something like this, because your body knows how to adapt in the different scenarios that you're given. Because I bet you this would, you know, what would be awesome is if they had a muse of stage fighter where they have street dancers they have to collaborate with, just like you had. Like, it's the reverse effect. If they have that on the show, I'm gonna be a happy camper, best of both worlds. But and also too, with the side note with the contemporary, it looks like it's heavy ballet influence. But remember, I come from the American side of contemporary and the studio scene of that. So there's so many different nooks and crannies of contemporary depending on what side of the industry you're on. So I'm so curious and I'm very intrigued on learning about what contemporary and ballet and the Korean dance are going to be showcased in this way, because this is the first time I'm seeing Korean dance on a Korean show. I'm used to seeing like Chinese folk, or Chino Suri is what I'm used to seeing from like Street Dance China, right? So I'm very, very intrigued on this show and the format.
무대에서 스스로를 증명해 내야 하는.
Oh my god.
자신이 가진 최고의 무기인 몸으로 살아남아야 합니다.
It looks like Taemin's music video.
코어랑 스탠스가 짐승 같았다. 미쳤다. 빅백이야. 그러니까 진짜.
Physical 100.
64명의 남자 무용수와 함께.
We're looking for official sponsors who will go together. We're looking for sponsors. That's going to be phenomenal. So I'm curious, are they going to go to live stages? Are they, like, what are they just picking who's the best ballet dancer, who's the best contemporary, best Korean dancer? I don't know. I have no idea. But this is going to make my heart sing and soar, and it's going to actually force me to brush up on a lot of ballet terminology and really dive deeper onto the industry equivalent of contemporary, because some of it, I'm not saying it's giving modern, but I would say that it feels very structured for contemporary. But that could just be my own particular like branch that I'm navigating on in my day-to-day. So I am so curious about this. I'm curious about y'all's thoughts on this show too. I've already told my colleagues about it, and I told them, I was like, yo, I'm gonna have to show y'all this. But like, for real, height really matters too, especially for when you're getting cast for roles, because when you think of ballerinas or dancers who are on the point shoe, female dancers, their height is elevated. So depending on their height, they're based on like how it works. A lot of times the male dancer has to be taller in order to properly like spot her or to properly be her partner. Does that make sense? So that's why like typecasting is way more brutal, because it's been around way longer than the other facets of the entertainment industry. This stuff, you're looking a little bit more into like, you're getting a glimpse on why so many people have such high insecurities in the dance scene. You're about to get a little taste of it for yourself, is what this feels like. And unfortunately, I wish I could say it's not true, but honestly, it's looking pretty similar. It looks like they're being pretty nice about it, and I hate the fact that I'm saying that. But I'm very curious to hear from you guys, especially those of you who are, if you're in a professional career in contemporary Korean dance or in ballet, I want to hear from you specifically. What are some things you're noticing in this that I maybe didn't touch on, or maybe I need to kind of look at from a different perspective? I would love to hear it too. I am so excited to watch this for so many different reasons, because it's such a different part of my brain and part of my education and training that I get to come out and bring to the table that I haven't really been able to very often. Oh, and I cannot wait to meet so many different people that maybe like the Street Fighter franchise but really want to dive into this one, but kind of need a little bit of aid on why are they so brutal here, and maybe kind of providing some scope of potential as to why, or what are some things that they're going to be looking at, and maybe to elaborate on things of the like. I am so excited about this, and I'm also going to have a group chat on Patreon that's acts like a Reddit thread where we're going to talk through all the episodes and all the analysis and things like that. With this show, I have no idea if they're going to have like little excerpts, routine excerpts. If they do, we'll do those on YouTube, but most of the episodes, all episodes, are going to be on Patreon exclusively for now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you guys. Once again, my name is Jess, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.